Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you are all doing well. Time for another Blu-ray update here. Got a really good stack of movies here, all horror, so excited to talk about these here. A lot of really awesome titles. First one we're going to start with here, and if you have been following me at all, you know I absolutely love the Phantasm series, and that is going to be Phantasm Remastered on Blu-ray here from Welgo USA, and just a beautiful release here. I bought both the US box set from Welgo and also the Arrow UK release of everything, but I had to grab these when these first came out. These came out a little while ago now. The slips are beautiful. Newly commissioned art for the remaster here, and just gorgeous. It's like a foil too. You can kind of see there the reflection off the light. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and it's just so badass to get these films with this kind of a release here, because I never thought that Phantasm would get any kind of proper releases, and it's just really awesome to have these. I was fortunate enough to see that in theaters during Flashback Weekend, which was awesome. There's Riley. And then, all right, so follow up on that one too. Grab Phantasm Ravager. And a lot of people, especially a lot of fans with the PH, which are what we call ourselves, who are hardcore Phantasm fans, a lot of them didn't like this movie, and I actually really enjoyed this movie. I know that it's cheap, it's low budget, and you know, it is what it is. They did it on a shoestring, they did all the effects themselves, they were filming over a weekend, it took them forever to put this together, but I can't describe how appreciative I am, and probably a lot of other fans out there, that they actually made this movie. It's unbelievable that this actually happened. I mean, Phantasm was one of the only running franchises, started all the way back in 1979, and this just came out last year, which is pretty remarkable. I mean, that's a long time, and it's been a continuation of that story. It hasn't been rebooted, it hasn't been added with new actors or anything, except, you know, in the new casting for Phantasm 2, but A. Michael Baldwin picked back up in 3 and everything. Nevertheless, though, I was a big fan of the movie. I loved it. I thought it answered enough of what everybody wanted to hear about, but left enough questions open, because that's what Phantasm's all about. It's open to interpretation. I feel like if they would have answered every question that you had in that movie, Phantasm wouldn't be Phantasm. So, absolutely loved it. Loved where they went with it. Next one here. This is one I don't hear a lot of people talk about too much, and I actually really enjoyed this movie, and that is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. And this was a lot of fun here. A very, you know, just kind of running by the numbers zombie film, but this one had just enough oomph to it to really grab my attention, and I really like Ty Sheridan. Really good actor. First time I saw him was in the movie Mud with Matthew McConaughey, and the kid just blew me away. And now he's Cyclops for the new X-Men movies and everything, but the kid is a good actor. I really like what he does, and this was a really fun movie. If you've not checked this out, highly recommend checking this one out here. Next, we've got The Shallows with Blake Lively, and I'm just going to come right out there and say it. This is, to me, the best shark movie since Jaws. This was a lot of fun. I really thought that Blake Lively sold the role perfectly, and a lot of it, you know, there was a lot of sex appeal and everything in there, but nobody's going to argue about that. But it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was fun. It was exciting for what they had to work with. I really felt that they brought everything to the table, and I wasn't bored at all with this movie. Great performance, great movie, definitely recommend. Next we got here is Lights Out, and this was another one that I really enjoyed. This started off as a short film on YouTube that I'm sure everybody has seen by now, but they did such a good job taking, you know, a 2-3 minute short, making a full story out of it, and it didn't feel like they were pushing to, you know, get this longer runtime. It really felt good and natural. And I really liked the story in this. They kept it close quarters. I'm glad they didn't make it this huge global, you know, epidemic type of a thing. It was just surrounding around this family, and I thought they handled this really well. Very good movie, and super impressed there. Next, we got The Conjuring 2, which I have not watched since purchasing yet. Saw it in theaters. I did like this one, but it did not impress me as much as the first Conjuring. The first Conjuring, to me, is, I mean, really just a horror classic. It's going to go down as one of the best horror films, I feel, and that's going to be one of those ones that stands the test of time for sure. This one here, I mean, it delivers a lot of the goods, but it felt a little bit too Hollywood-esque, a little too much falling into the sequel traps of trying to do more and make it bigger. One scene in particular in here that just I completely could not stand, and they spoil it in the trailer if you haven't seen it, but it's with the crosses here. They got the whole room covered in the crosses, and of course you know the crosses are going to start turning. When the one starts to turn and go, like I felt like that kind of set up a decent, creepy, atmospheric scene, and then of course it turned into like this action horror where everything just starts flipping and it gets loud, and it was too much over the top. And the first Conjuring I felt handled that and kept it a little bit more hinged, and it didn't go kind of off the rails. The only scene in The Conjuring that was a little too much was when the birds kind of come at the house and everything, which I could have done without. But this movie I felt like had just too much going from we're setting something up and it's turning into this giant bloated type of a scene. Still good though. I mean, a solid sequel, just expecting a little bit more after the first Conjuring. Next we got here is Aliens, and this is a beautiful, beautiful set here. It's a 30th anniversary set. And what I love about this, not only is it thick, but it's a hard set. It's not like a very, like the soft paper sleeves here. And actually, you know, instead of pulling everything out here, just kind of showing the back if you haven't seen this. But it's got the Blu-ray in there, and it's got this cool book with all these little art cards and everything. A really good release. I already have the movie. I double dipped on it because for $10 I couldn't pass it up. When you got that collector mentality with things, you try to get all the editions that you can if you really want to go for it. For $10, I mean, you can't pass it up. It's beautiful. So, had to grab that there. Everybody knows Aliens. If you haven't seen it, stop watching my video and go watch the damn movie. Next, Poltergeist. This is the Digibook edition, and this year, it's a beautiful release. I really like Digibooks. I don't have a whole lot of them, but the ones that I do have, I do really like a lot. And I only like to grab them for specific movies. Sometimes I like the bigger packaging. I try to go for the Steelbooks most of the time. But for some movies, very appropriate. And Poltergeist, obviously, it's a classic ghost film. Probably hasn't aged as well, where if you showed this to audiences today, younger kids and everything, everybody's so desensitized, so it's not going to have probably the same effect that it had, you know, back in the day when it first came out. But a classic film. Tobe Hooper, cannot go wrong. Always a good ghost tale. And last one that we got here, super, super cheesy fun movie, and I love a good cheese fest if it tickles your fancy, and that is Jack Frost. And this is an awesome release here. Another one that I would never expect that would ever be given to a movie like this, but this lenticular cover, it shows up really nice. It's beautiful. Such an awesome lenticular cover on this thing. And just super stoked to get this. This was some Vinegar Syndrome. And I mean, just super happy to have this here. Very nice sleeve, very nice case. Got the clear case in there. And this here just really tells tells the story of a maniac who's on his way being transported to another prison. Craziness happens, truck crashes, the dude gets infused with the snow and becomes a killer snowman, basically. And it's just it's super cheese fest. Some of the stuff on Blu-ray, I haven't seen the movie for a while, so maybe I didn't notice this when I was younger, but seeing it on Blu-ray, there's so much stuff, like when they're in the town, there's obviously not snow, and it's just like the fake, like cotton pull snow just laying around to give it the effect of winter and everything, and you pick up on all of that. But had a lot of fun with this. And it's just one of those movies, man. Pop it in Christmas. It's stupid, but it's a lot of fun. So definitely check out Jack Frost if you've not seen that yet. That's going to do it for my video, though, guys. Super, super stoked with all these pickups here. Really, really great little haul. And now I can put these on the movie shelf and alphabetize them all. But super stoked to have them. Thank you guys very much for watching. As always, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. For everybody that's been following me, thank you all again for all your continued support. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you feel about any of these movies, if you're able to pick any of these up. I know this one was kind of hard to come by. The DVD was going for ridiculous prices, too, for a long time. But Jack Frost, super cool. Just love to know your thoughts on any of the movies here, guys. So leave me some comments. I will try to get back as soon as I can. Thank you all very much for watching again, and I will catch you all next time.